and welcome to Discussions with Diveheart. I'm Tinamarie, and today I'm here with Sabryna, who's been helping us revamp our training materials that you'll be taking when you take our courses online. Welcome, Sabryna. We've known each other a long time.
We were at our college newspaper reunion where we actually met, and we met Jim Elliott, the founder of Diveheart, and we ended up talking to him for a long time.
Yes.
And that's how we became familiar with it.
So the reunion was for the Northern Star, because we went to NIU, go Huskies. But I remember right away I started volunteering for Diveheart. You came on later. What brought you to doing the volunteer work?
I think it was hearing you talk about it. And as you got more involved, I started thinking, well, this is interesting. So when you actually started asking me to come to events or help out, I was happy to do it. And it's been really interesting to see how much it's grown since that first time we heard about it.
Right? It's been 14 years, if you can believe it. I do have a passion for Diveheart. I have a passion for what we do. And it's always wonderful for me to be able to bring somebody else in that I've been friends with for so long. You know, I can use the love word. I love you, your family. And we always talk about Diveheart being a bigger family. And so to bring you in and the skill set you bring. So one of the things I wanted to point out is that you're not a diver.
I am not.
I know a lot of times I have people ask, how can I help? What can I do? I don't dive. And I think, are a perfect example of someone who is so much value in helping us with our mission, and you're not a diver.
Doesn't mean I won't be at some point. I have a feeling I'm going to get talked into it. If you don't like the water, that's okay. There's lots of other things that people can do, like I do. People with disabilities light up when you get them in the pool and they realize that they can do something that they thought maybe they could not do. And just even seeing that, it brings you a little bit of joy.
Yes, because it's hard, even for me being the executive director, I don't always get to be there for the magic moments and for that immediate response and the visceral joy that you can feel when you're working with people, either at the pool and in the water, or even on the side of the pool or on a trip. And so one of the things that Diveheart is introducing, or has introduced just recently, is this idea of training people to be support surface staff, like that we can teach people how to put a kit together for scuba diving. We can teach people how to assist the team that might get in the water. And you and I were talking about what a good idea that is, because it'll bring more people to be able to get those types of experiences.
Some people have a lot of hours, some only have a few. So maybe we say, hey, you can get a little bit of training, and then we can teach you how to do things, and you come to the pool, or hopefully we get people to go on trips.
And you're helping with our revamping our training. We're doing that right now. And it's been quite the experience.
It has. I learned a lot about scuba diving I didn't know. I think from my perspective, it's interesting for you because I'm asking questions, and you've been scuba diving for so long that I think there's things that don't occur to you where I just say, I don't know what that means, or why are you doing it this way? So I've definitely learned a lot, which I think is maybe why you might get me in the water.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's the natural next step, if you ask me. From doing the work that you've been doing with our team and revamping the training, what's the biggest thing that kind of stands out to you as far as what we're doing in that aspect?
I think the training, it's thorough and it's different. So if you've gone scuba diving before and you understand it, it's still very different in terms of things that you don't think about. In terms of, you can't scuba dive if you're blind and you won't get any joy from it. Well, actually you do, because you have your buddy with you, and you can touch things, and you can feel the water around you, and they can describe to you what's going on. And that's something that never occurred to me. Why would you want to do that? Or if you are hearing impaired, you have an advantage, actually. Assuming that your buddy knows sign language too, you can communicate way better than people who can hear underwater. And so I think those things are kind of interesting that people don't necessarily think about.
One of the first things you learn when you are learning how to dive is the number one rule in diving is always breathe. One of the things that you and I have been talking a lot about, because it keeps coming around, is I think the number one rule for adaptive diving is
Communication is really the most important part, especially with an adaptive diver, because they're all very different. You might have a physical disability, you might have a cognitive disability. So the training brought up things that I've never thought about. So maybe someone who has autism is underwater and they can't have too much stimulation. And so you're going to say, okay, one person is going to communicate with them so that they're used to that person and there's no overstimulation. And then they're going to have a lovely dive. And those are things I've never thought about before.
Yeah, tips and tricks we've learned over the years for sure. So what some people may not know, if you've noticed that every once in a while we have some special friends, mascots, if you will, that come with us on trips or to scuba shows, and that is Scuba and Scuba Chicken. And Sabryna is the reason that we have them.
A fun little fact about green chicken. So I had one when my son was young, and he was kind of like Flat Stanley, and we took him everywhere. And he was just a fun little icebreaker. People will talk to you. So if we went anywhere, we would put him, let's say, when we went to Springfield, you have to rub Lincoln's nose. We put him on top and we took pictures, and it was a really good icebreaker. So he started coming everywhere with me. And then one night, Jim saw green chicken and said he wanted his own. And so
Scuba was our first chicken.
Scuba's the original. So, but we bought scuba gear for both of the chickens. He needed a friend, and you might see them at the farmer's market or outside our outreach center. And they're just kind of fun little things to take pictures with.
I think at one of our trips, we used Scuba and Scubette as you get to hold the scuba chicken and then introduce yourself on one of our trips and one of our go-arounds.
So they're in a lot of pictures, actually.
Yes. So look out for Scuba Chicken and Scubette and come say hello the next time you see Diveheart live. So I have to say thank you for Scuba and Scubette. Thank you for all the work you've done in helping us do training. And I believe together we're going to do great things.